Josh from Victorville, with this CM Punk situation with WWE and the fans chanting his name every week, and people bringing signs, which now are being confiscated by security, although they were for both very different reasons, at the end of the day, both CM Punk and Steve Austin walked out on WWE. Now WWE did acknowledge Austin leaving on TV, but that seemed to be the end of it. Now fans today chant Punk's name every chance they get, and WWE will call him a quitter. But with Austin, it seems like they were nicer about it. Why do you think WWE does not acknowledge Punk, but with Austin they did? Well, because there's way more bad blood between Punk and WWE right now. Way more bad blood. With Austin, it was pretty cut and dry. He didn't like the creative situation, and he left. And that was it. That was really the crux of the matter. And then months down the road and all the money that he was losing, they were able to kind of, cooler heads prevailed. They came back to the table and they negotiated a return. With Punk, it's a lot more complicated because we don't know what was discussed when Punk met with Vince and I presume Triple H the night after the Royal Rumble, and then he walked out. They had a meeting. Who knows what was said? Maybe they know. You know, maybe Vince and Triple H, maybe they know and nobody else does, and maybe they don't know. Maybe Punk never even bothered telling them exactly why he's so pissed off, and the only person who knows is CM Punk and maybe Colt Cabana and AJ Lee, and that's it. But it seems to me like with Punk, it's not any one issue. It seems like he's just generally a very pissed off person, and he's probably pissed off about a lot of different things, and so it's hard to pinpoint exactly what set him off. And I get the impression with him, unlike Austin, he's done, you know, and he's given up a lot of money by doing that, but he's also saved his money, and he's probably feeling pretty good physically these days. I know he was very banged up back then. Maybe that was part of his frustration. He felt like, I'm going balls to the wall here, and I'm getting hurt, and I need some time off, and they're not willing to give me that time off, so wouldn't shock me if that was part of it too. He seems very happy going to hockey games and just hanging out and doing his own thing. And if that's the case, then good for him, but they're two different situations. The only thing similar about them is that both guys walked out, but that's it. That's where it ends. Otherwise, it's two very different situations. And the other thing also, I think, not to diminish the kind of star that Punk is, Punk became one of the biggest stars that they ever had, but nowhere near as big as Steve Austin. And I think they always knew Austin's going to be back at some point. Somebody has to blink first, and he'll be back, and we'll do business again. I don't know that they have that same impression with Punk. I mean, as a fan on the outside looking in, it looks to me like he's done, and they probably know that too. He ain't coming back. And, you know, whether there's been legal letters that have gone back and forth, I mean, there's no lawsuit or anything like that, but, you know, we've seen there's no more Punk merchandise on WWE's shop. I saw some report that in the video game even, you know, in the last game he was wearing like a CM Punk hoodie, the character, and in the new game I think it's just like a regular solid gray hoodie. So there's something going on here. There's a lot of animosity there. And it goes far beyond, I think, you know, the basic issue of I'm not happy with creative, which is why Austin walked out. So I think it's just a lot more complicated. There's a lot more bad blood there. And with Austin, they knew. I mean, they had to know he was going to be back at some point. And why burn that bridge?